Kathy from Nutrition Lane, and this is just the beginning of a couple of series of us talking and trying to explain to you macronutrients and what they mean and what they are. First of all, there are 3 macronutrients that our bodies actually do require to sustain life. Protein is one of them, carbohydrates is the other, and fats is the third. Today, we're going to start talking a little bit about proteins and why proteins are important for our body. Now, when you think of protein, the first thing that probably comes to mind is, protein helps us build muscle. Well, that's true. Protein does help us build muscle mass, but it also helps us do numerous other things. It helps us with our bones and our joints and our ligaments and our hair and our bones and our enzymes, and basically even our good and bad fats and our hormone levels as well too. So protein plays a crucial part in a lot of different ways, because those amino acids that make up proteins, those proteins help to build all those different things that I just talked about. But yes, protein is important in that it helps us to build muscle mass. And there's a lot of myths out there about protein. One of the biggest one being that I've heard lately is, well, if I decrease the amount of protein I'm eating, I'm going to lose weight because protein actually carries more calories. It's true. Protein can carry more calories. That's completely true. But what protein also packs is the ability to help build muscle mass. And muscle mass is the single most important indicator of our metabolic rate. So you want to have more muscle mass on you to help boost your metabolism. And let me explain a little bit why. First of all, a pound of muscle is small. This may be not exactly it, but it's smaller in size. But this 1 pound of muscle burns 14 calories, okay? That's helping you to burn fat, something that's unhealthy that you don't want on your body, okay? Now, a pound of fat is bigger in size, but only burns 4 calories. And that pound of fat, if you were 100 pounds of fat, you'd be burning 400 calories at rest, to give you an idea, okay? That pound of muscle, if you were 100 calories of muscle, you'd be burning 1,400 calories evenly at rest. See the difference? So just standing there, a person that has more muscle on them is going to burn more calories in the course of a day than someone that doesn't. And that's going to help you to maintain a good and healthy proper weight, as well as helping you to maintain energy and strength, being able to grow your hair, being able to grow your nails, and so on. So that's why protein is so important to us. A study on a group of people back in 2014, the Journal of Health Med did, and basically what they found out is that protein makes an awesome afternoon snack for numerous reasons. First of all, they took this test group and they gave a high protein snack in the form of yogurt. They gave another test group a high fat diet in form of crackers, and they gave someone else, another group of people I should say, chocolate. And what they found is that the group of people that ate protein not only were satiated, meaning that they didn't eat any more as a snack, so they didn't increase their caloric intake, during that snack until dinner, they also ate less dinner. So overall, it reduced their caloric intake. So there you go. You have protein, which may be higher in calories than some of those other snacks that I just mentioned. Not necessarily, though. But the fact is that protein snack helped to reduce the calories overall for the rest of the day. But I think the biggest thing that they noticed is that those people, especially children, overall would have a better diet, a better appetite for good food, and mainly their cognitive abilities increased tremendously, especially with kids that had a protein snack. So you as moms may want to know that that's helping your kids to do their homework later on in the afternoon when they are getting something with protein in it, because protein and carbohydrates fuel our brain as well. And the food that they do have usually isn't a high source of protein, but it has more bad carbs and fats in it than anything else, because that's the cheapest to buy. So a lot of those people suffer from different health issues because of the lack of the major good macronutrients in their diet. Actually, 49 million Americans are said to suffer, their homes suffer from food insecurities or the lack of good food, and that affects over 9 million of our children as of 2015. I'm sure those numbers are different now, but that's the soonest or the closest I could find. It's something that has to change desperately. But moving forward, there are two different types of protein. We have animal-based protein, and that makes sense. That comes from animals like, I was going to say cow, but it's true. Beef, chicken, fish, eggs, and milk and cheese. All those type of proteins come from or originate from animals in some way, shape, or form. So that's what we consider animal-based proteins. And a lot of those proteins are high in not only protein, but in zinc and B12, and also iron, and also calcium as well. So they're important in our diet because they do contain those things too. Then there's another type of protein. That protein is plant-based protein. And plant-based proteins sometimes get a bad rap. Soy is a plant-based protein. So is quinoa. So is rice. Every veggie I can think of has some sort of protein in it. But the difference between a plant-based protein and animal-based protein is that it has not all the amino acids in it, except for quinoa and soy. They both are what we call complete proteins because they contain all the essential amino acids that an animal-based protein would as well. But the other plant-based proteins don't. They have one or the other amino acids. Now, another protein myth. Can plant-based protein actually be as effective in building muscle mass as animal-based protein? Well, with supplementation, for the most part, plant-based protein can be just as effective as building muscle mass. You just have to make sure that you're getting a good combination of all the amino acids within the plants that you're eating for your protein source. And that's not impossible to do, but it does take work. What makes that easier, though, for the most part, is having some sort of supplementation, meaning either vitamins and or a shake that contains protein sources from plants that are put together to make a complete protein so that you can have what you would get, all the amino acids to help you build muscle mass as effectively. Now, as far as the other sources of zinc and iron and calcium, all that can also be taken in supplemental form or found in other sources of plants. You just have to be aware of what they are. And so if you are vegan or if you are vegetarian, it is very possible to build muscle mass just as effectively. Just sometimes it can be more work or less work if you do get supplementation and add that in there, okay?